Hello Hearthstone fans and welcome to the Skype One Nation of Gamers Hearthstone Academy Daily Recap for December 17th. I'm Master Gation, joined by Racy, and we're here on behalf of Gamer Sensei, and we'll be bringing you a daily summary of questions and discussion topics from the Hearthstone Academy Skype group. If you're looking for other passionate players to chat with about Hearthstone, you can join the group by simply adding Gaming with Skype on your Skype account. Don't forget to check out the tournament between the 19th and the 21st, where Kalento, Zalay, Stripe Crow, and Frozen are teaming up with the students that they coached during the event. You can check out skype.onog.gg for more details. Our first topic today is regarding questing versus non-questing rogue. Now, there have been various deviations from in rogue. There's three popular ones, right? There's like one with questings, one without questings, and with SI agents. A little bit more anti-aggressive, and then there's Malygos. Malygos seems to be the least popular one. It seems to be the weakest because you can't really afford to have a 9-drop sit in your hand versus aggro most of the time. So it's really boiling down to questing versus non-questing. And what do you think are some of the pros and cons of each one?
Well, I think questing adventure rogue is definitely a tournament staple right now because the tournament metagame is filled with decks like Reno Lock and Druids, and I think questing adventure gives you a huge advantage against those decks because a questing adventure is just really hard to deal with as a Reno or a Druid, and if it ever lives for like a whole turn, pretty much snowballs the whole game, and they just really don't have good answers to it, especially since Druid nowadays are starting to cut cards like Mulch. So I think that questing is definitely better against the slower, more mid-rangey and control decks, and the non-questing versions that play SIs are a bit better versus the aggressive decks like Pirate Shaman and Pirate Warrior and stuff like that. What do you think, Astro?
Yeah, definitely the SI agents help a lot more against, Shaman. They help a lot more against Pirate Aggro Warrior, and so I think on ladder, playing the SIs makes a lot of sense, unless you're, reading that for some reason that maybe the aggro is dying down a little bit. Then you probably want to go with a questing list. The questing list, as you mentioned, does a lot better against Reno and Druid, mid-rangey and control decks, and it's in a tournament format. You mentioned it was popular in tournaments, and the main reason for that is that you can actually ban out an aggro deck. So if you can ban out an aggro deck, that makes the questing list immediately a lot better. So yeah, those are some of the pros and cons for questing versus non-questing. If you love rogue, apply the tips that we just gave you, and you should see a lot more success. Our second topic today was some members of the community actually wanted us to tell our stories of how we got to where we are. We're kind of the up and coming competitive professional players. We're not big time streamers yet, but we have a lot of ladder and tournament success, and we're kind of working our way up there. And yeah, I mean, Racy, why don't you go ahead and tell us your story?
Well, I mainly just started by playing casually. I played other card games in the past that I was taking more seriously than Hearthstone, so I played Hearthstone casually for a while, able to get Legend pretty easily. And then there was one summer where I was just like, my friends were telling me I should try to take Hearthstone more seriously just to see how I do. And I started to do that. I actually met Phone Tap in New York at a New York City LAN, just randomly, actually. I was there just for unrelated reasons. There happened to be a fireside gathering, and I met Phone Tap there, and he became a friend. And then going into winter prelims, like, we tried really hard. Like, he basically brought me into his group of friends, and I was able to learn a lot. He had actually just won ESL at the time, so he was really, really good. And I learned a lot by just playing with people who were better than me, and I got really good at the game really quickly, I would say. And I was winning a lot of open cups and doing a lot better on ladder once I learned the ins and outs of the game and just how to play better. Like, I just got so much better at the game just through being in calls with just people who were better than me and paying attention to what they were saying and what they were doing. And then I started watching streams, just seeing stuff like what are the pro players mulliganing and why are they doing it, and trying to just get in their mind, not just watching the stream mindlessly. I was actually trying to pay attention to little things like that. So that was really helpful, and I just started to play in everything, and eventually, I mean, practice makes perfect, right? Like, if you try hard enough at something, you'll eventually get good at it, and that's pretty much what happened for me. And now I guess I'm where I am now. I don't really know where that is, but yeah.
All right.
What about you, Astro?
Awesome. Well, yeah, I came in with some card game experience. I didn't play any, I guess, traditional like card games. I actually played poker before. But yeah, when I transitioned to Hearthstone, actually, I was able to pick it up pretty easily. And I as well hit Legend for the first time pretty easily. That was back when it was like Zoo with Undertakers and Zero Mana Soulfires. Those were some memorable days. But yeah, I did some of the same things you did. You know, I watched a lot of streams, and in the beginning, so my approach when I do something new is that I don't try to innovate. My typical approach is that there are already people who have set the building blocks, right? So it's a lot easier for you to just copy what they do. I just net decked and watched streams, and then I studied every little thing that the players better than me did. I picked up real quickly, and I was actually able to, get Legend my first month. I wasn't even a good player at the time. I would think, like, I was actually a pretty dumpster player, but just doing those things allowed me to get Legend my first month. And then it took me another 6 months of hitting Legend consistently before I actually started getting to the next level. It took me about like a year even before I got my first top 100 finish. So it actually opened up my eyes a lot to, like, even at Legend, there's a huge discrepancy in skill level. And when I found out about that, it motivated me even more to push myself. So, because at that time I was thinking, wow, I could actually, I can see the difference now, and I think I can be at the top. And so I pushed myself. I now have 14 top 100 finishes, and then I started learning tournaments. I learned how to build tournament lineups, learned how to read my opponent's hands a lot better. So some of the more advanced skills, and then after a lot of practice, I eventually had some success in majors as well. I have 2 top 4s in majors, and I'm hoping to make 2017 my year, and I'm going to work really hard to do that. But same thing with you though. I wouldn't be where I am without the help of the many friends that I've made in the community. I definitely appreciate the fact that there were people who are better than me who offered to help me out, and it was definitely a huge improvement. It allowed me to improve at a much faster pace.
Yeah, that's actually where coaching can actually legitimately help you. If you're kind of just not in the scene at all and you don't know anybody, you've never made Legend before, but you want to play with people who are better than you, that's also where coaching can come in handy as well. You can just kind of learn from people who are better than you through that too. So, like, if I wasn't already, like, when I broke into the scene, like, already a Legend level player, there's no way I would have been able to make those friends that I did make. So sometimes, like, yeah, you just need to learn from people who are better than you. Don't have a mindset where you already think you're better than other people. That will not help you at all, because you are not better.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Just be very humble. I think being humble is really important. But yeah, now you know our stories. So, if you're considering taking this game a lot more seriously, I certainly hope it works out well for you. And yeah, please take our advice, be humble, learn as much as you can. Thanks to everyone in the Hearthstone Academy Skype group who participated, and if you love Hearthstone, we'd love to have you join the conversation. Simply add Gaming with Skype on your Skype, and you'll be added to the Hearthstone Academy Skype group. Get in there and participate, and your discussion topics may be selected for tomorrow's episode. And actually, tomorrow we are actually doing our last episode, sad face, but yeah. And if you're interested in joining the best esports coaching platform in the world, where you can get coached by myself, Racy, and a number of other amazing senseis, make sure you sign up for Gamer Sensei using the promo code ONENATION for 25% off. That's ONENATION, all caps, all letters, no space. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.